One day you planning basketball practice, you planning this, you planning that for your daughter, and the next day you planning a funeral. She went to a bonfire with a couple of her friends, August the 30th, I want to say. Her birthday was the 23rd, about 10 o'clock. Like I said, she was there no longer than an hour, and I received a call that my daughter had been shot.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I was at home, my wife and I, we were preparing to lay down for the night, and I get a call from a member of our church, and the member said that Leroy's daughter had been shot. I called Pastor Howell. He was aware. He was on his way out to the hospital. Sandy and I also got ourselves together and went to the hospital.
I actually got the news. I was coming back from Cleveland, Ohio, and I just got back home, and I got a call that she had been shot, which was, I just couldn't believe it because she was an excellent student and an athlete in school. And so she had goals, and she was her own person. She wasn't a follower, and just had excellent character.
The night that I heard about Alana, I got a call from a lady, and what she said was Leroy's daughter got shot and died. But what I heard was Leroy had gotten shot and died. And I got off the phone and I started making calls to find out. She said Leroy's daughter got shot. And I had to find out which one, and they said Alana. She was a young lady who always smiled, always. I very seldom saw Alana and she wasn't smiling.
Me and my wife went over there. She was already gone from the scene. By the time I got to the hospital, they said she had died. I think she got shot in her temple. They said it was two rival gangs over there just shooting. And out of all the kids that was over there, my daughter was the one that got shot and died.
My wife and I, eventually we left, and sometime later the next morning, sometime earlier that morning, we heard that she had passed.
You know, just think of your child, your baby, just all of a sudden they're saying that she's passed. So it was just a difficult, hard situation.
You know, that was my baby, that was my youngest daughter. I said one prayer in the police car on my way to that hospital for the Lord to give me understanding. And instantly, I received that prayer.
Well, that's a remarkable thing for me was when I first walked up to Leroy and asked him, how is he doing? You know, it seems like such a benign, offensive question. How are you doing? My daughter's in the hospital. She's fighting for her life. And you ask how I'm doing. But I that nervousness, the trying to enter into that pain with him caused me to ask that question. And he answered by saying, it's in the Lord's hand. Kind of a matter of fact, Pastor, I asked the Lord for something on my way here, and I'm going to trust him with that.
I'm trying to be there for him and control my feelings at the same time, because I knew right away he was going to need everybody.
Losing my daughter, I never asked why, because that was, you know, in God's hands.
His resolve, his faith was bold, that brought a sense of calm to everybody that was there that night. I knew many of these people. They were people that went to different churches, but they were all in church. And as I process it looking back, and hindsight is 20/20 vision, as they say, you understand that for each and every one of them, the undergirding principle for them to help them get through that was their faith, their connection to God, what they believed about God.
The number one thing is being present, and being present past the funeral. Being present to allow that person to feel whatever they need to feel at that particular time without being judged. Being present from the standpoint that whatever resources that they need, we can be a source ourselves or find the sources.
Presence. A lot of times in those situations, you don't know what to say to people, you know? And so I think there's a ministry of presence, just being there with them and walking there, trying to help them walk through that.
Until you walked in my shoes, I don't want to hear nothing about grief, because it's every person deals with it differently.
There's an old adage, I think it's an African proverb that says, you have to walk a mile in my moccasins. I tried to step into his moccasins and understand, what that would feel like and how I would want people to respond to me in that occasion. Whether I was a member of a church or not, I'm a part of the community. And that helped me to just be there.
It's one thing for your child to die, but it's another thing for your child's life to be taken. And you have to deal with all the ramifications that go on just because your child is no longer here because of violence. So the community, we just have to come up with a program like United Response to help in these kind of situations, to go and walk alongside of the people who desperately need the help. So I support it because it's a need, and there are caring people who want to carry it out.
So there is no reason under the sun, as Solomon would say, for us all not to participate in this and help families, but long term, see how it brings us together as a community.